Namaste, I am Tejaswini and welcome to Astrology and Dharma. Saturn is currently in the Poorvabhadrapada Nakshatra and he will soon enter Uttarabhadrapada on 28th of April 2025. Saturn is the slowest moving force of Jyotish and he stays in one Rashi for about 2.5 years and he stays in one Nakshatra for about 13 months. So we have to analyze Saturn's Nakshatra level transits for a more precise prediction for about a 1 year time frame. Uttarabhadrapada Nakshatra is linked to Saturn himself. It lies completely in the Pisces sign, Mean Rashi, so is also influenced by Jupiter. The nakshatra symbol is the two back legs of the funeral stretcher. It is a positive and auspicious nakshatra ruled by the nakshatra devata Ahirbudnya. He is literally the wise snake who lives at the bottom of the infinite oceans. He is generally benevolent, but sometimes he does show his destructive face. Uttara Bhadrapada has four quarters, which respectively belong to Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio signs. The keywords for Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra are deep sleep, dream state, death, unconscious state, subconscious mind, secret information, adaptability, secrecy, long-term plans, flexibility, fixed goals. Uttara Bhadrapada is a very difficult nakshatra to understand as it is an extremely adaptable nakshatra. It has a typical innate cunning. It can gauge the situation and, if needed, change sides in a blink. It is very flexible when it comes to means, but its goals are very fixed. It is very difficult to make a Uttara Bhadrapada change his mind once it has decided to do something. It is a dangerous nakshatra in the sense that it will pretend to agree with you, but later it will do exactly what it has decided to do. It is a very determined nakshatra and it does not allow anyone to interfere with its plans and it can go to any extremes in this matter. Saturn in Uttara Bhadrapada will use the power of destruction in a constructive manner. He will destroy some things so that the things which actually need to be preserved are actually conserved. Overall, this will be a turbulent time for most of us. Saturn in Uttara Bhadrapada can give two completely different results depending on if he is auspicious for you or not. So generally for everyone, there will be a lack of stability and circumstances will change suddenly. But people will also become very conservative and refuse to take calculated risks. Inability to adapt to changing circumstances or living in the past is never a good thing. Thus, some of us will fail to act and fail to capitalize on good opportunities in this time. People will be unable to decide what they want in life. Restlessness will increase and people will have unreasonable expectations from others. And trusting others will be difficult. Be careful of any advice you get as everyone is going to be selfish and calculative in this time. People will pretend to be helpful but instead encourage you to act in a way which causes you losses but gives them gain. People will feel lazy and lethargic overall. There will be lesser desire to learn new and interesting things or to expand the intellect. Be careful of all sorts of religious leaders across religions as they can cause trouble on the individual and collective levels. On the medical front, this transit can trigger pitta related diseases. Illness related to the digestive system, nervous system, and blood are possible in this time. Obesity will increase and diseases linked to the lifestyle will also increase. Mental issues like depression, anger will also see a rise. If you suffer from medical or psychological issues, do consult an appropriate medical professional. Do not ignore symptoms. And most important is to pay attention to your children. There is a very strong possibility that they may suffer because of your negative karma. You have to do pujas of your Pitru Devata and the Kul Devata to add their blessings and positive energy to your children. Then the overall environment will be hotter than average. There will be rains, but they will not be useful. And then there will be increased movements within the earth. Earthquakes and volcanoes can show more activity while Saturn is in Uttara Bhadrapada. Then people connected to the water or water bodies in some way will feel the more intense effects. On the global levels, this transit is generally bad, and especially so for the Western world. Both USA and Europe will see significant turbulence. Southeast Asia will have some simmering issues, but they will have the political acumen to handle their problems. Africa also will be not very stable as they fight to push off their colonial rules and gain real independence. The Russia-Ukraine war will continue. In fact, all the ongoing wars are going to continue and new ones will also be starting in this year. For India, there are some plus and some minus points, but compared to what is going to happen in the rest of the world, we are still going to be on a manageable level. But things will not be easy and be ready for unpleasantness and turmoil on several fronts. And for our neighbors, Pakistan and Bangladesh will see political issues which can escalate terribly if not handled carefully. Serious issues for both these neighbors will also spill over on our boundaries. And China will benefit a lot in this time. It has been working a lot on secret projects like AI and all, and these will help it gain in this year. Now on the deeper level, let's see the nakshatra quarter level transits. Saturn, whenever transiting in the first quarter of Uttarabhadrapada, can create political issues. Everyone will be very active, very much aware of their rights and entitlements, and this time we'll see increased political activity on the global levels as ego of the political leaders generally creates a mess. Then Saturn transiting in the second quarter of Uttarabhadrapada will create problems connected to the very structure of the financial markets, and there is a very high chance of public uprisings and civil uprisings against the governments in various parts of the world. Then whenever Saturn will be transiting in the third quarter of Uttarabhadrapada, he will grant some level of stability, so use this time to consolidate. But Saturn transiting in the fourth quarter of Uttarabhadrapada, which belongs to the Scorpio sign, will create several problems for several nations and several people. The exact nature of the problem will depend on the individual chart, but this will be the most turbulent period for all of us. And for the rare few, if Saturn in Uttarabhadrapada is favorable for you, then you will adapt yourself as per the needs of the situation. You will be able to see things in the proper perspective, understand what is really going to happen, and act in the most appropriate manner. Saturn will give you the capacity to systematically act on your goals. There will be some very significant breakthroughs, and especially if you have some positive karma active, then your true knowledge and capacity to put this knowledge into practical use will give you several spiritual and material benefits. This will be a fruit of your positive karma of your past lives. And for the rarest of us, if your birth horoscope has significant spiritual potential also and Saturn is favorable, then you will be required to take up some actions by the direction of your guru or your adored deity, and these actions will benefit overall humanity. But for the general 99% of us, this time is not favorable, and everyone must be ready to follow the Bhagavad Gita in the real sense. The Bhagwan is our guide, no doubt about that. But we have to raise our own personal Gandiv and fight our own battles. Thank you for watching. Namaste.